All right, hi everyone. I'm joined here by Jason Ha, the CISO from Ethan Global. We're going to do some quick-fire questions today to get your insights. Good to have you on. So the first question is, what's the biggest cybersecurity issue keeping you up at night?
I think at the moment, as everyone is grappling, I think what organizations are doing around AI is probably the main factor that we're considering, especially the evolution into stuff like agentic AI, especially trying to manage identity entitlement of agentic AI. That's probably the main thing at the moment, I'd say.
Sure. And on that theme, what is the biggest human factor that you think can't be replaced by AI within cybersecurity?
I think definitely trust.
Sure.
I think we're moving into an environment where, as an industry, we evolve from protecting systems. We're very active now around protecting data, but the next frontier is, I think, about protecting trust.
Excellent, good answer. And the next question is, how do you explain cyber risk to the board without their eyes glazing over?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think gone are the days where you can fearmonger them into submission. I think a lot of board members are, one, quite desensitized to that, second, a lot more educated. So we do try and use the language of risk now, but we try and jazz it up and make it a little bit more exciting. So we like to call it risk stories or risk narratives. We still go through the risk assessment, but in a more storytelling mode. They can actually understand real life scenarios and the application of that particular risk, and therefore they have a better appreciation of not just the impact of the risk, but the types of controls that you need to have in place to manage those risks.
Yeah, storytelling, always important. And what's one of the threats that you think is most underestimated by cyber teams?
Definitely, we're seeing huge amounts of insider risk, not always malicious, a lot of it's accidental. So in a lot of our travels, we're seeing users, for whatever the reason is, share quite sensitive information out to not just public cloud storage platforms now, but increasingly AI type platforms, blended worlds where they've got a corporate AI and they've got personal AI and data traverses between those things. So it's really shadow IT all over again, just in an AI context now.
Yeah. Excellent. And final question, what's the one buzzword that you wish would go away forever?
The threat landscape is ever evolving. The next person that says that, I wish I were.
Sometimes I have to stop myself from saying that because I know it is cliched, but it is true, but it is overused term. So, well, Jason, and give us a quick sneak peek on your next talk. You're about to head up to the conference room to talk about risk quantification. Give us a quick run through on what you're talking about.
Yeah, for sure. So I think risk quantification increasingly adopted by the industry, people looking at different ways of communicating risk to the executive and the board more effectively, and they go, oh, you know what we'll do, we'll quantify it now instead of guessing it using a 5x5. And that's great, but as we've been doing risk quantification for quite some time, the trick is actually not putting a dollar figure behind risk, even though that's helpful. It's actually understanding the investment of control commensurate to the risk, and am I actually getting the return? If the risk is still too high, how much should I invest to try and bring that risk down? Is that a cost-effective approach? Am I getting a good return on investment? So the true art of doing risk quantification, apart from being able to communicate it well, is actually that traceability of control to the risk.
Yeah, amazing. Oh, good luck with the talk. I'm going to have to come up and check it out. Thanks for coming on. Thanks, Jason.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Cheers.